Hello, this is Marvin Budd. I'd like to take you on a very short tour of installing Shoebox, my application for sharing video, audio, and photos with my family. To install it, the software is located at github.com/MARVBUDD/shoebox. When you get there, you'll see this screen. Notice that over on the right side there are two releases. The latest release is what you want. I'm going to scroll down just a little bit and then we'll come back here. The README file is something you should read down through about the first couple of pages, down to right about here. This will be the last thing that you'll need. You'll learn more about this as you go, but I want you to be aware that it's there. So to come back, click on Latest. It's on the right side here, the latest release. And here is the latest release. On the README, it will tell you that in order to install on Windows, you need this file, Shoebox Setup, the version, and then .exe. If you're on an Apple Mac, you'll need Shoebox version .dmg. And if you're on Linux, you'll use the app image file. So I'm going to click on Shoebox Setup because I'm on a Windows machine. So it asks where to download it. I would suggest you put it in the Downloads folder and then save. You can stop this video at any time if you want to investigate further. Notice that the installer blocked this download. It did this because this file is not signed. That's a verification that it was legitimate. I have not paid for the tokens that Windows requires to make this a signed file. So I would invite you to go ahead and click on this and read the prompt. This file isn't commonly downloaded and it may be dangerous. Click on Download Suspicious File. This is the file that you need because it's freeware. You didn't pay me to sign it. And now this download is in progress. You can watch the progress by clicking here. It should finish. It's only less than 100 megabytes. Once it's down on your machine, you can either open the folder by clicking here, or you can actually run it by clicking here on the Open. I'm going to click there. It opens the installer. It's warning you again that this is an unrecognized app. That's because not many people have run it. Click on More Info, and it will show you the file name and that it's by an unknown publisher. Click on Run Anyway, and then it should install the file on your machine. Wait for it to extract the files and to install them. And the next thing I believe you'll see is the setup program with this icon for the application, and then it will actually start the application. This is what you should see. To begin with, this is a small screen. You can make it larger by clicking on this icon. there's a very small sample of files in the original installation. When you put your mouse pointer over the left-hand column, it will display that item. So if I go here, you can see Irma May Barker Budd, that's my mother. And in this picture, she is this person right here, this face. And if you want, you can click on this picture and it will make another window with that you can leave hanging around. I'm going to close it, but just clicking on the picture allows you to do that. The detail for each picture is down below the picture here. If you click on the location, Google Maps will bring up that location, or the best thing it can find. My description of the people in the picture, I don't know who most of these people are, just my mom, because that's all that she said. The file name on disk, I've assigned a unique identifier to each picture or audio. And then there's a playlist associated with this. This playlist is another thing that if your mouse pointer just moves over it, another window will pop up. Watch what happens here when I move the pointer over that.
In the fall of 1924, I went to Indiana Academy.
So this is my dad talking about his experience meeting Mom in Academy. This separate window will pop up in front, and on a Mac, for example, it may obliterate this window, making it a little confused. Sorry about that. I don't have that worked out yet. What's playing in this window is meant to play at the same time as this, so it needs a separate window. One thing you can do is to click back here, and then you can resize these windows by dragging the corners to be as big or as small as you'd like them to be. Now, I'm sorry, click here. There we go. So now you can make this window the size you would like. You can also make this window the size you would like, and then they're visible at the same time, simultaneously. The detail for each item is in the bottom. The actual media is up at the top. This is where video and audio plays, and you can control it with the controls that appear. If you go back here and you just hover over this red item, that's a video. And now the video player comes up.
I'm at the Hayden Cemetery, just north.
And you can listen to the video and audio and play the photos over here. I'm not going to describe these pictures. I'd invite you to look at them yourself. I'm here to show you how to get things installed. So at this point you have a working shoebox, and you know the basics, that there are at least a couple of windows. There are a couple of more windows that can appear. Learn how to move windows by the title bar, how to resize them by dragging on the corner, and how to use the minimize and restore features. This closes the window. One very important thing that isn't immediately obvious here is that if you click in this window and you press the Control F That's the the Alt key and the F key. It brings up the File menu. This File menu is where you can choose an accessions JSON file. That file is the main data file for Shoebox, describing all of the media that are available. Other options are Edit Media, which is the same thing as this button down here. That's an advanced feature I won't describe now. I'd invite you not to use it until I create a video on that. The View item allows you to reload and then do various almost developer style things. The Window menu allows you to look at the family tree, which is the same thing as this link called Second Sight. That is not active in the sample data that you have just installed, but it is available when you download my family data file. I'll show you more about that in just a minute. Finally, there's the help. You can get help about Shoebox, and there's a minimal amount of information under the info. Those pop up different windows as well. You can read all of that as well as the README on the GitHub location. That's all the documentation that is available right now. So now, if you email me and you're part of my family, I can email you another data set that you can put on your hard drive. So I'm going to close that window, minimize this window now, and I'm going to, we've already downloaded this, so we can close this window. Now I'm going to bring up the Windows, your disk menu. You can find that yourself. It's this icon down at the bottom. You can also open it with Windows. Hold the Windows key down and press the E key. And I'm going to go to where I have downloaded my data file and show you how to install that. It's in my Downloads folder. And on this machine, I've put it in this file, which is BUD, and it's a compressed zip file. It's a little bit large, it's 1.5 gigs. There's lots of media there. So if we right click on this, we can extract all of the data. So I'll do that now. It's asking me for where I want to extract that data. I'm going to put it on my C drive, and I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to put it under Downloads, and then I'm going to right click here and make a new folder, and I'm going to call it BUD, which is the name of the zip file, and then open that, and then press Select Folder. This is where the contents of the BUD zip file will be put. Notice that you can stop this video at any time to go back over this and see what I did, or to replay parts that are not clear. So we will select the folder now, which is a brand new folder where I'm placing this zip information. When we select that folder, it comes here, and then we can extract the data into that location. And now it's extracting the data. Since this is a large file, it takes a couple of minutes to complete, depending upon your computer speed. Wait for that to complete. Notice that at this point we have Shoebox still running down on the title bar here. We don't have to leave it running. We could close it. You can do these at a separate time, or you can do them at the same time. The icon for Shoebox is some of my great-grandparents, George and Mary Barker. I thought it looked kind of cute. Okay, so now it's almost complete. It's because this is so much information that it has to go on your hard drive. If you waited for this to download into the browser, it would take way too long. So that's complete now. I'm going to close these windows, and I remember where that file is. Now I can open up Shoebox again, and we're going to go to that Alt-F menu and click on this item here, choose accessions JSON file. Notice that if you hover over these, they change. Go to the file, choose accessions file. When you select a new file here, Shoebox remembers what you did, and here is the downloads directory where I put the BUD folder, and here is the accessions JSON file. You see the type is over here in this column, and the accessions is the file name. So at this point, we'll click on that, or double click on that, and then you have the data that was in the zip file displayed before you. And again, you mouse over the left column to select something to display. So here you have photos. You can select the type of media to display with these check boxes. If I uncheck photo, I don't see any photos in the list, but I instead see audio and video. They have these colors to designate them. Again, if I hover over a video, it will bring up that video. And these down at the bottom are references to that video. So as somebody talks about it, if I hover over these things at the bottom, it will show the pictures to me that I've scanned in on the left side. Some of these I've captured off of video and they're not very clear. I really wish I could scan those, but this has happened over a long period of time, and some of them I could not scan because I didn't have my scanner at that point. So now you hover over a video, you can see that. You hover over an audio, you can listen to that audio, and if there are any references to it, you can display them down at the bottom. That is the basic installation for Shoebox. If you have any questions, you can email me, and if you click on my name here, it will try to email, but you may not have your email set up in Windows, so that may not work for you. Sorry about that, but if you can email me, that would be great. The email link is on the GitHub page. That's basic Shoebox. You close the program by clicking there, and a next video will describe using Shoebox. Thank you for listening.